What is up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Just Jay the Podcast. This is our first episode of 2025. I hope everybody had a great new year. I hope 2024 was everything you wanted to be and more. And even if it wasn't, who cares? Because 2025 will be. Hi, guys. Oh my God, it's been so long since I've sat in this chair. I literally recorded this whole episode yesterday, and I got a new mic, so my audio should be top tier. But my laptop died in the middle of it and everything got deleted, so I had to do it again. So here I am. Anyway, let's get into the first segment of the show. I got my new cue cards. If you're watching on YouTube, I love you very much. If you're listening to the audio, I love you too. But YouTube is where it's at. Anyway, like, subscribe, share, all of that. Now, why am I out of breath like a fat ass bitch? Damn. Anyway. So my first topic is going to be, I'm going to take you guys back into my year, or the ending of my year a little bit. We're going to go back to November. As you guys know, my grandma passed away in October. That grieving process has been a lot for me, especially because my grandma was big on not being buried, so she's cremated. And as you guys know, my cousin Khalid, who passed away 6 years ago, his death anniversary is November 20th, and my other cousin is November 19th. But they have grave sites where I can go visit them and I can talk to them. And I feel like I go to Khalid's grave site very religiously. And I feel like it's become like something that heals me every time I go. And it's just something that I wish I could be able to do with my grandma. But I respect it. I respect that she didn't want to go on the ground and she didn't want to be cold during the winter. And I respect it. So I just have to find other means or other ways to cope with her absence and grieve her death. So I've been, making her recipes. After her funeral, my dad wanted to send out thank you cards to everybody that wrote their names and addresses in the little funeral book. So I did that. I literally hand wrote like over 100 letters to people. And I feel like that was super healing for me because I just felt like she was in the room just watching me, and I just felt like she would have been so proud of me just to see how hard I went to show people that I was thankful that they came to her funeral. It was just everything that I needed in that moment. So I've been doing that. We went to clean out her apartment recently, me, my dad, his brother, a lot of her sisters, which are my aunts, obviously. So yeah, we went to her apartment, we took shots, we cleaned out her apartment. I have so much of her clothing and so many of her blankets upstairs on my bedroom. So I have a lot of things that remind me of her. So I'm surrounded by her all the time. And even on my bookshelf, I have like a little section for Bane and I have a little section for her. So I'm trying to do everything that I can to remember the people that I have lost. This past December was her first birthday in heaven. Her birthday is December 13th. And then it was also her first Christmas in heaven. So I've been trying not to allow life's experiences to make me bitter, because there's been a lot of, obviously, like my grandma being hit by a car and like losing her so suddenly, and losing her the day before Halloween, which is my favorite holiday, was so hard for me. And then having to grieve my other cousin's death anniversaries back to back the next month. And then Christmas was here. So like it's just been a lot to adjust to. But I think that I have been trying to shift my mindset to believe that like negative situations are not happening to me, but they're happening for me so that I can learn something, and that I can grow and be a better person, and just, acquire all the life lessons I'm supposed to acquire in this season of my life, or in this stage of my life, So I've been trying to really just work on the way that I view certain things happening to me. I'm also trying to make room for my blessings and so that I feel like a lot of the negative situations, or per se closed doors that I've been trying to open, are just the universe and whoever I believe in trying to pivot me to a greater path or a greater life decision. So I'm just understanding that every closed door is just the universe really trying to tell me like, not that door. There's a door that's going to open for you. One of these doors is going to open for you, but not that one. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to take every no as a form of redirection, because that's really all it is. And I have also been like super isolated, because I think that I'm being obedient, because I know for a fact that 2025 is going to bring me even greater things that I already have, and I have to prepare myself for that. I have to be in a better headspace for that. And the headspace that I've been in 2024 was not conducive to that. And I feel like, sorry, let me grab a pen, but I feel like for a long time I was trying to convince myself that I wasn't a people pleaser, or that I was over that time in my life, or that I didn't have a problem saying no to people. But realistically, like, once my grandma passed away, I was looking back on my life and I'm like, girl, you are people pleasing. You're still doing it because you're still in situations and you're still associated with certain people that you know you can't bring with you to the top, and that you know you're going to have to detach yourself from. But because of the memories and the history and just you not wanting to hurt people, you kind of shy away from making decisions that you know you're supposed to be making. And I think that 2024 was a lot of that for me. So, you know, I had a hard time saying no. I no longer have that problem. So the answer is no. Don't ask me to do nothing. And I feel like I'm also the most reliable person for a lot of people. Find somebody else. Find somebody else. I don't want to be the reliable friend. I don't want to be the strong friend anymore. I am very, very fucking strong, but I don't like what comes with that role, because then everybody feels like you got to answer the phone. Everybody feels like you got to be there for them. You got to help them out when they need help. Respectfully, I don't. And I think the ending of 2024 has shown me, like, I don't have to answer this fucking phone if I don't want to. I don't gotta, get up and go help whoever if I don't want to. Like, there was a lot of things in 2024 that I feel like I was just saying yes to because I didn't want to say no, even if it was something that I didn't want to do. I'm no longer doing that. I don't care. Like, girl, no, I don't have it. No. Like, the answer is no. 100%. I'm saying no, because I also feel like a lot of people don't know how to be there for me or how to help me grieve my grandma because they've never been in that situation, especially that traumatic of a situation, which is so fortunate for you because I don't want you to go through that situation. It's horrible. But with that being said, people are not really understanding why I'm taking a step back from everything, why I'm associating with who I feel like is giving me the most love and who is giving me the most attention right now, because that's really what I need. I want to be around where the love is at. I want to be around where I'm respected, where I'm seen. And I feel like I really haven't hung out with a lot of my homegirls. Well, besides in Siri, we hang out all the time. But I've been gravitating towards my bro, Angelo. Whoa, he's been on the show multiple times. So, but like I've been gravitating more towards him because I feel like it's, when you have like homegirls who are going to tell you about yourself and tell you like it is, like that's beautiful, right? But when you have the opposite side of it and you have your bros that are really, really blunt and really, really like manly, that are going to say, I'm a man. I know how shit's supposed to go in certain situations. That's not it. Or I don't like him. I don't like that. You know what I mean? Like, you need that male perspective, because I feel like your homegirls are going to tell you how they feel and from their perspective as a woman. But that manly perspective is always so different. Every time I hang out with my bros, I literally feel like it's like a therapy session. So that's really where and my bros give me the most love, because like, I don't know. I just have been gravitating to the ones that understand the process of my journey right now, because not a lot of people do. And I feel like the way that I've been expressing myself to Whoa has been so received and just so understanding that it's like, okay, I'm gonna just kick it with my bro for right now, and everybody else is just gonna have to, I'm gonna catch you in 2025. You feel me? But also in December is Bane's birthday. Bane's birthday is December 4th, which is my cane corso that passed away in 2023. So December is already like going to be such a hard thing. November is already hard for me because of my death anniversary of my two cousins back to back. And then December is my dog's birthday, my grandma's birthday, and then Christmas. So it's like the whole ending of 2024 was just a whirlwind of emotions for me. And it was just a lot. And Stitch's birthday, which is my mom's Frenchie, his birthday is November 30th. So I threw him like this big party. I had like 5 other dogs come, and they were all dressed up. It was so cute. I'm going to put a video in the YouTube clip. This is why you got to watch YouTube, because I have gotten good with my editing, girl. Let me tell you. But yeah, I'm going to put that in the YouTube clip. So many little Frenchies and other dogs. It was just amazing. And it kind of healed my heart a little bit. I remember I was telling my aunt, I was like, yo, this is so good for me. Like, because I just feel so close to Bane in a sense, because I never got to do this for him. So it was just a lot. But it was also very, very good and very, very healing. That's what I think like right now sitting on this couch, like I absolutely feel healed. Not fully healed, obviously, but I absolutely feel like I've healed from who I was in October, gradually. And I obviously have so much more healing to do, and I'm so aware of that. But I feel that because I have put myself first and stopped people pleasing and started saying no, I have seen a difference in myself. Like, I literally have seen a whole transformation in it's like night and day between 2024 when I was people pleasing and saying yes because I just didn't want to let people down to now. You know what I mean? So I think also it has to do with me turning 25 soon. Like I turned 25 in April 27th. So like and it's funny because a lot of my 25-year-old friends who are already obviously 25 or older have always told me like, yo, when you're about to turn 25, your mind is going to shift. Like everything is going to be laid out in front of you and you're going to have to go through each thing and figure out, okay, when I'm turned 25, is this what I want to bring with me? Is this how I want to behave? Is this the 25-year-old version of me? Is this how she acts? You know what I mean? And I totally feel like I'm in that season where I'm just like, I have to figure all of this out because my frontal lobe is developing, girl. Like I want it to develop right. You know what I mean? Like I want to bring in all the healthy habits. I want to do all of everything that's going to make me feel like closer to the woman that I've always dreamed of being. And I feel like another thing that I'm going to force myself to understand is that I'm no longer being small-minded or modest when it comes to the things that I know I deserve, because I feel sometimes you got to be a little delusional when it comes to manifesting your life or talking about your dreams. Like, yes, I will be a millionaire. Yes, I will have 6 mansions with 4 GLEs in the front yard. You feel me? Like you got to be delusional, and I have to stop thinking that or stop questioning what I deserve and if I'm doing the right things, because I really, really believe like I am, you know, because December kind of was there was this meme going around where it was like, I hope December is the plot twist of 2024 that you've been waiting for, and it absolutely was for me. So I think that it kind of flipped a switch in my head where it's like, yeah, you don't always have to go through hard things or negative things to get your blessings. You can just get them outright. You know what I mean? So, and all of 2024, I literally stayed down. I was, staying low key. I wasn't as consistent on my podcast as I should have been, but obviously it's New Year. So now I'm really trying to change that because obviously I've cleared my circle. I've cleared everything out. So I'm literally starting with just me. So I've also been trying to create systems that work for me. My homegirl Jada, she sent me this meme a couple weeks ago. And it was this guy, and he was saying, you have to, in order to see changes in your life, you have to make systems that work for you. You can't make a drastic change because you're not going to stick to it. So creating systems that work for you is going to give you more of a progressive outcome. And like, for example, like, let's say you want to incorporate the gym because you haven't gone to the gym at all in 2024. You haven't drank no water all of 2024. So you're like, okay, 2025, I'm going to drink 5 gallons of water a day. I'm going to go to the gym twice a day. That's not realistic because that's not anywhere near the lifestyle that you're trying to transform from. Like, if somebody who hasn't been to the gym, hasn't drank any water all year, you need to gradually be like, okay, I'm going to drink 1 to 2 glasses of water a day. I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week, 2 to 3 times a week, just to get my foot in the door. And then we're going to work our way up. That's how you create a system that works for you, that will allow you to elevate instead of just making drastic life changes that you are not going to stick to. Because I think that's where a lot of us get hung up on our New Year's resolutions too. Because it's like, okay, I'm going to make these drastic changes. I'm going to write it down. January 1st, I'm going to get to the gym. That's why the gym be fucking packed every January. And then it's just like, you got the people who's really sticking to their regimen and really have been in the gym all year that are going back in January, and they're like, damn, look at all these new faces that I'm not going to see in a month. So it's like, you got to do things that you know you're going to stick to. And if you want it that bad, you are going to do it. So that's how I feel about it. I definitely need to get back in the gym for sure. But I just haven't had the motivation for some reason. And it's like, I hate when I get in those little ruts, because when I get back into the gym, I'm a natural gym girly. Like, I ran track in high school. I played volleyball. I played basketball. I did all of the things. So like, I have that natural athletic body, and I just need to get back into the gym to tone it up and just make it what it could very well beautifully be. And I'm about to be 25. I'm trying to get my grown woman body on, and I need to be in the gym to do that so I can, build a nice foundation. Okay, my next topic, letting go and setting boundaries with people you really love to grow. Okay, this has been the story of my life in 2024, okay? I feel like sometimes people, this is something that I've had to learn, not even something that I feel. Sometimes people fit in the season of your life that they're supposed to be in. They're not supposed to be there forever. So like, I have so many people that I've removed myself from this year and I've taken a step back and I've done the reflection, and I'm literally like, okay, they were in my life because they served a purpose in that season. This season, I don't know if they fit here. And that's okay. Because it's all love. There's no hate. There's no animosity. There's no nothing. But I can't bring you where I'm going. And like once I feel like I'm also the person that I don't like to hurt other people. But me trying to look out for other people's feelings and not trying to hurt other people often leads to me being hurt. And I'm no longer in the business of hurting myself, or putting myself in situations that are going to lead to me being hurt in any kind of way. And I think that I'm such a lover. Like, I'm genuinely somebody that loves everybody. Like, literally, if I meet you and we hit it off, I love you. Like, I literally think you my homeboy, you my homegirl. Like, we locked in, like, for real. Like, I literally have that kind of spirit, and I just have that kind of heart to where I know good people. So if I meet good people and I really, really care for them, it's hard for me to let them go when their time comes to be removed from my life. And I think I often press snooze on big decisions or big situations that I know what I need to do. That's another thing. I feel like we often be like, okay, let me go talk to my homegirl. Let me go call my mom or something. Let me go get their advice to help me with this decision. But deep down, you already know what you need to do. You already know the decision that is going to best suit you. It just is so drastic and it's such a big change that you're often scared to do it. So you seek the validation from your homegirls or from your outside sources. I'm no longer doing that either, because whatever decisions I need to make in my life solely need to be made by me. So I think that I was so big on that. Let me call my homegirls. Let me bring my homegirls over. Let's talk about it. Girl, no, you know what you need to do. Make that decision, heal a little bit, and then go talk to your homegirls and bring it back to them and be like, okay, so this is what I did. This is how I'm handling it. That's how I want to come in 2025, because I think that once you stop hitting snooze on the decisions you know you have to make, things become so much clearer. And I think that I'm also somebody that has a really, really tough time with change. I'm a Taurus. I'm stubborn. I'm set in my ways. I like my routine. I like things to be what I know them to be. I don't really like change. I really don't. And that also leads me to hold on to certain things and certain people way longer than I should. But change is so good because you don't even know what's the outcome of this change. I feel like a lot of things are changing for me in my life, but the outcomes that I've been getting and I feel like the pieces are starting to fit together a little bit more, because I'm clear-headed. My mind is not clouded by relationships or friendships or anything that is on my mind. My mind's not clouded by anything. So I am able to put myself first. And one day I literally just woke up and I was like, I need better. I can't do this no more. I'm not happy in the friendships or the relationships that I have. I'm not happy in my career or in the job that I'm working. I need to really focus on what I want and how I want to show up as a woman. And I just had to make some really, really hard decisions. And I just woke up one day and I was like, yeah, we're going to get to it. We're going to start now. We're going to start today. Small changes every day. You add your 1% every day and you will be a totally different person by the end of the year. I promise you. And that's literally what I'm going to hold myself to. Also, I feel like another reason why I was holding on to a lot of my old friendships or certain relationships is because I was trying to avoid being completely alone, because I was realizing like, damn, my grandma just died. Like, there's so much in my mind and there's so much that's traumatic. It's trauma. I literally have another traumatic event under my belt. So I had to realize, like, if you cut all these people off that you're not supposed to be around, are you okay with sitting with yourself and being completely alone with those thoughts? Can you face those by yourself? And at the time, I really didn't think I could. But realistically, now that I'm doing it, I enjoy being by myself. So I don't know why I was really doubting myself. And I always say that I'm more powerful by myself when I'm alone and when I'm just, my back's against the wall and I'm really just focused on me. And I actually had my homegirl Jada, she called me out on this and she was like, so are you going to be by yourself forever because you feel like that's when you're the most powerful? And ever since that, it has kind of changed my mindset, because it's like, no, not necessarily, but I feel like in order for me to be in a relationship with somebody, I need to go into it differently, because I be jumping into relationships with men and then I literally give them my all and then at the end of it I'm left with nothing, and I literally cannot live like that no more. So like, in order for me to be in a healthy relationship, I'm going to need to learn how to show up for not only for you but for myself also, because I feel like I'd be forgetting about me every time I fall in love with somebody, and I'm no longer trying to do that. Like, that's just not my vibe. I'm not into it. I'm cool. I'm cool by myself. I'm more powerful by myself. I'm dope as fuck. You feel me? Like, so I'm just, I don't know. I've also, like, I feel like everything lacks when I'm in a relationship or when I'm focused on another person. Like my podcast slacked for an entire year. My fitness journey slacked for an entire year. My writing journey that I wanted to embark on, with journaling and doing all this other stuff, or the self-care things for me, have slacked for an entire year. I'm no longer trying to do that. And I've been, watching other podcasts, and I've been trying to, gain momentum to grow my own podcast. And I've been rewarded for it. I've been presented opportunities that I have never been presented before. Like, for example, when you guys see this, it probably will not be out yet, but I got the opportunity to be a guest on the podcast called Being Black is Ghetto. Super great experience. And I will also be reoccurring on that show for however long God allows me to be. But I will be a reoccurring personality. I will be trying to really get my voice out there and get myself and my platform, Just Jay, out there, just for my December plot twist. You know what I mean? Like I'm embarking on new opportunities. I'm trying to do different things. I'm trying to be seen. I'm trying to be out there. I'm trying to just grow the platform that I've already grown. Even though I do enjoy me and my 400 followers and my 400 listeners or whatever, like I enjoy the little small community that I've built, but Just Jay is so much more powerful than just this small community. And it deserves so much more engagement and so much more listeners. So that's what I'm aiming for also. That's something that's also on my New Year's resolution list. Going back to me listening to other pods topic, I've been getting a lot of inspiration. I've been gathering a lot of information, and I've been learning a lot from. This is why I love podcasting, because I can take a step back from my own and I can just watch others, and then I learn so much, and then I'm like, okay, this is why. I'm reminded why I do this. But some of my favorite podcasts that I've been watching have been Poor Minds. I talk about them all the time with Lex P and Drea. I think they're amazing. And they actually recently just did a collab with Act Normal, which is Jada Chivas and Des Dior's podcast. The Act Normal podcast is fairly new. Poor Minds has been doing theirs for years. And both podcasts have a lot of traction and a lot of following because of who they are and the legacies that they built for themselves already as individuals. But it was just great because it's like, that's a dream collab. Like I have inspiration for my journey watching that entire episode, because I think Lex P dropped a lot of jewels. And Lex P, if you ever see this, you are my fucking idol. And Drea, me and you were Taurus sisters, so like I fuck with you too. But Lex P was basically saying that like podcasting can be kind of hard because the conversation is such a skill. And I resonated with that, because a lot of people I get hit with the question all the time, like, oh, how do you keep your podcast going strictly by yourself? Like, you don't have a co-host or anything. And I think that I've mastered the skill of communicating with myself. I've mastered the skill of, writing my cue cards up, writing about what I want to talk about, and then expanding on each topic and each question as the show goes on and as I record. Like, I think I'm just mastering the skill of conversating with myself and conversating with my audience at the end of the day, because it is hard. It is hard to be a solo host, because I don't have a co-host here ready to, jump right in if I, forget something, or if I have nothing else to talk about. Like, I don't have a co-host here to ask me questions and, go back and forth and keep the show going. Like, it's strictly just me. And I enjoy that because it gives me a totally different freedom, and it gives me just, like I said on my episode of Being Black is Ghetto that will be released this month, my podcast was strictly for me. I created it as something that I had no idea people would even follow or people would even engage with. I had hopes that, my friends and family would understand it and would want to join along and be on that journey with me. But it was strictly something that I did for me as a therapeutic outlet for myself. And it's become something that I enjoy. And it's become something that so many people see me out now, and they're just like, oh, I listened to your episode. Or like the family that I work for, like technically my boss, but it's literally like my best friend. She is like, yo, I listened to that episode. It was really cool. I really liked it. Like, and it's interesting to see how I have other people engaged. Like the episode, Miss Hillary, last episode, when my dad was telling me that the guy he worked for was like, yo, I've been watching your daughter's podcast for years. Like, things like that make me want to keep going, make the drive even more passionate, or even more, it make me even more hungrier to even do it, because it's just showing that I am connecting to the people that I'm connecting to. And it's like, there's so many people who haven't discovered me yet who are going to love me. And I have to understand that, and I have to be grateful for my opportunity. I think that I also have to be humble. My podcast is taking me a little longer because I'm literally growing it by myself, and I enjoy every step of the process. And I think that it's just taking me a little longer because I'm getting it out the mud. That's all. So I'm not tripping on no numbers. I'm not tripping on no follower count, no nothing, because I literally know that the community that I have here is here for me. And it's what I built, and I'm proud of it. Shit. Girl, if 400 people came up to you in the store and was like, "Oh, I love your hair," that would be overwhelming for you. So for me to be ungrateful for the 400 followers that I have right now, oh, I'd be crazy. I'm enjoying everything that I'm getting from this. I'm the reel that I posted yesterday got so much love. It got literally so much support. And this is what I forget. Every time I come back to podcasting and I get that momentum back and I post again, I get the same love every time. I'm always received so well. And I'd be forgetting that. And it's just like, I need to stop doing that, because I've grown something beautiful, and I've grown something that means something. I could stop this whole shit right now, and I have episodes for days that people are always going to be able to go back to and remember and talk about. So I'm proud of myself. And Lex P was also saying that Black women are behind in the podcast space as far as deals and recognition are concerned. And I totally agree with that. I think that a lot of the men are getting their recognition. I'm always going to go back to Gilly and Wallow. I think that they super fucking deserve it, though, because they are two older men that just really spit game and really they bring everybody on their show. And I think that it's super beneficial for the culture. So excluding them, like, I do think that they very much fucking deserve the wealth and all of the recognition that they've gotten. But I do understand her point, because there are a lot of Black women who are podcasting. There's so many podcasts out there that are ran by Black women that are beneficial, that are great for us, that we having great conversations that mean something, and the recognition that we get is so non-existent. So I totally understand that. And I feel like, I really hope that 2025 is the transition for Black female podcasters into a new light. And I think that, it will be if we keep being consistent, because that's another thing she talked about. Podcast audiences want that weekly content. Like, they want that consistency. And I realized, like, when I stopped being consistent is when I stopped seeing growth in my platform. And when I was first starting out, or not even when I was first starting out, but when I was consistent and I dropped episodes every week, I was getting that gradual growth. I was getting that gradual recognition. And I think that was something that I forgot. And when she said that, it made sense, because podcast audiences do want that weekly content. Because if they're not seeing you every week, you're kind of like out of sight, out of mind, unfortunately, because they're not seeing you and there's nothing out there that, you know what I mean? So I think also a really big thing with podcasting is being authentic. It's really being yourself, because I said this on the Being Black is Ghetto episode 2. I feel like podcasting is so unique because everybody is saying their different opinion. Everybody's opinion is different, and what everybody brings to their microphone is different. Like, it's everybody's podcast can be different and can have its own flavor, and everybody can eat on this podcast shit. And I think that that's what we forget, and we kind of be having competitions with each other when we shouldn't. Now, let's get back to my last topic for this episode, and it is my favorite and least favorite parts of the holidays. My favorite parts of the holidays are definitely giving and receiving thoughtful gifts, because I am a really, 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 really fucking good gift giver. Ask any of my homegirls right now. Ask anybody. I am a great gift giver. Seeing people's true reaction when you open a gift that you got for them that was really thoughtful, it's nothing beats that. And I think also seeing my mom's true gift giving spirit, because I'm damn near 25, big as fuck, okay? And my mom still goes all out for me for Christmas, like still. Like what she just did for Christmas was over the top, was way beyond my expectations, girl. And I'm appreciative of that, because it just shows my mom's true spirit. I think when Christmas time comes around, my mom puts on that superhero cape and she becomes Santa. And I love that. And I'm so grateful for that. And I think that it's just fun. My mom makes it fun because she gets so excited for the gifts. My least favorite part of the holidays would be be missing family members that have passed on. I think that's such a big adjustment. And I feel like there's a lot of people out there in the world right now struggling to, grieve a loss and enjoying their first holiday without their mom or their brother or their sister. And I like my cousins right now, their mom passed away in August, and I feel like, damn, how do you even be there for somebody when they're literally going through their first Thanksgiving, their first Christmas without their mom? Like, that's crazy. Even my dad, like, going through his first Thanksgiving and Christmas without his mom, that shit has been hard. And I've had to watch that. And I feel like just missing family members and also getting older. Because I feel like as we're getting older, I feel like a lot of people are saying like, damn, the holidays are not like they used to be. I used to be so excited for it. But what we're not understanding is that we are the new adults. We are going to have to create these traditions. We're going to have to make the holidays special. They're not just going to happen like that anymore. Like, our parents are older now. Like, it's our turn to, take on the traditions and make it special for them. So I think that just the transition from being a kid who can enjoy Christmas and reap the benefits of it, to an adult who has to now partake in it and create the traditions and create the, where are we going to for Christmas Day? What are we going to do? You know what I mean? We have to plan things now. And I feel like it's just a transition. It's just a transition. It's not something that I absolutely hate, but it's just a transition. It's just my least favorite part of the holidays right now. I want to wrap this this episode up with some writing prompts that my friend sent to me. She actually wrote herself a letter at the end of 2024, and she sent me the questions that she asked herself. And I just want to sit on here and I want to ask myself them and give you my answers, so that hopefully maybe while you're watching, you can answer the questions also and get yourself some sort of reflection. First question is, what do I want to thank myself for this year? That's easy. I want to thank myself for being so graceful. I want to thank myself for being so understanding. I want to thank myself for being so patient and being so strong for all of the things that I had to go through and the decisions I had to make and the things that I had to do for me. I'm very proud of myself. I'm thankful that I put myself fucking first every time. And I'm thankful that I fucking told the motherfucker how to handle me and how not to handle me. And I removed myself if I didn't feel like I was being heard. I'm grateful for that, because there's nothing like choosing yourself. So I'm grateful that I chose my motherfucking self. Number 2, what challenges did I overcome and how did I grow? Losing my grandma was like the hardest challenge. Especially when you lose someone in such a traumatic way. I'm telling you, and it's crazy because in New York, a lot of people have been getting hit by cars and have been losing their lives. That is not a joke. That is such a traumatic ass thing to go through. So I think that was my greatest challenge. And I grew from it because at this point, like, I really know that I have to stay on this earth. I have to be here. I have so many great things that I have yet to still do. And I have a lot of people to make proud. And I have myself to make proud still. And my grandma was the most proud of me ever. Like, I could literally, I could do the simplest task and my grandma would be like, wow, I'm so proud of you. That was so great. So great. And that alone is what's going to allow me to continue to grow and keep pushing forward. 3, what encouragement do I need right now? The only encouragement I need right now is for people to understand my isolation period, or for people to understand that, like, I don't really want to talk right now. I really don't. Like, I really, really don't. I really don't. Especially if you asking me for something. I'm not doing it. Like, I'm dead not. So I need people to understand that, like, I'm in my isolation period. I'm hella detached from everybody. Like, I just want to go where the love is, go where I'm respected, and go where I'm heard. And if I'm not none of those things, you won't be hearing from me. And that's just it. Okay. Next one. There's 2 more. What are my hopes for the future? My hopes for the future is that I find where I, can begin my amazing criminal justice career. My hopes for the future is that my podcast grows even further than I could have ever imagined. We have a different hunger in me right now. So I'm sure it's only going to get better from here. And I have, collaborations that I'm working on and just all these types of things that I'm trying to do to get my voice heard and my show recognized. So last one, what do I most want to remember from this year? What do I most want to remember from this year? I want to remember my grandma. I want to remember my last interaction with her. I want to remember the tear falling from her eyes when I told her that I loved her and that she was the best grandma ever. Like, I want to remember my grandma for who she was. I want to remember that last moment with my grandma for the rest of my life. So that would be my answer to that question. Thanks. Thanks to my bestie for giving me that writing prompt. What do you want to talk about now? Let's see. Let's go back through my note cards to see if I talked about everything. Oh, did y'all hear about I know I'm hella late. Obviously, I'm hella fucking late. But did y'all hear about Drake and Kendrick and Drake trying to sue Kendrick for whatever the fuck? I don't know. I was watching the Need to Know podcast. That's another great podcast. And the perspective that they gave was of Drake being 38 and not wanting to embrace his new age. What Drake needs to understand, okay? is when everybody was doing their 2024 wrap up of all the artists and the music that they listened to throughout the entire year. I'm sorry, I seen so many people with Drake in their top 5. I'm included. I did not see a lot of Kendrick love or a lot of Kendrick placements on people's top 5s. So I feel like, and I posted this on my story too, and I was like, yo, if Drake could see how much love he gets yearly from all of these people who listen to him faithfully, he probably would get out of his feelings and get in the studio. Hey, but I agree with the him getting older and not trying to embrace his getting older vibe. I agree with that too, because, you know, and I think that also a lot of rappers that are getting older, they're still rapping about the same shit. Like, why are you rapping about fucking bitches and getting money? Like, we get it. We know you've been doing that. Like, let's rap about something wholesome. Let's rap about something different. You know what I mean? But I think that, I don't know, like when I saw, and don't get me wrong, I told y'all this already, I'm a Drake fan. Like, I fuck with Drake. I don't know if it's just the light skins gotta stick together or what, but I fuck with Drake, and I think that he has totally lost touch with the legacy that he fucking has. Like, how the fuck are you Drake and you forget that you Drake? How? That's crazy. I wish to be that successful and forget who the fuck I am. Like, imagine. But whatever. Oh my God, let's talk about horrible decisions. How they tricked me. How they tricked me and tricked me and the rest of America and made us feel like they were ending their podcast, but they were only rebranding to a different name. So now it's called Decisions instead of Horrible Decisions, and Horrible Decisions is just the show that they do on their Patreon. Genius rebranding. When I tell you, bitches had me sad, because I'm like, damn, Horrible Decisions, like, I'm sorry, but we do need those podcasts that talk about sex and talk about, you know, just outlandish, taboo things that people would not, or people would normally shy away from. We need those podcasts. And I think Horrible Decisions was absolutely that. They was talking about their sex lives, their sex experiences, and it was amazing. It was great. It was the best thing I've ever seen. So, like, I think that show was amazing, but I feel like them rebranding to become just Decisions because they want to get older and they want to, you know, do different things and transform from that light. Genius. Amazing. Man, listen, I love it. I'm here for it. I'm so happy we didn't lose another podcast or another female ran podcast, because that would be detrimental to the culture. So I say all that to say, chase your dreams, babe. And if there's anything you want to do out there in the world, you do it. And if you have created something and you want to change it and you want to start something new, rebrand it. Don't quit. Don't stop. Rebrand it and just do it differently and do it with different people. And I feel like, you know, we will prosper. Shout out to everybody in the podcast world, especially the African-American queens who are doing their big one and, you know, trying to shed some light and positivity on real life shit. I think that we are so needed and so important. I didn't realize when I posted my reel yesterday to the song Drive by SZA. First of all, SZA, I love that deluxe. At first, I was like, this is interesting. But as the days have gone on, I have replayed that shit and replayed that shit and replayed that shit. Girl. And I've realized, it's been brought to my attention that a lot of my listeners listen to me while they're driving. So I've been all around the world right now. And one of my friends was like, yeah, you drove with me. I think she said, you drove with me to Westbury a couple days ago. And I said, what? What do you mean? No, I didn't. And she was like, no, your podcast. And I was like, oh, duh. Like, that's so cool. That's mad cool. So yeah, let's go on it. I hope you drive. Well, I don't hope you're driving, because I'm a little distracting. Don't you think? I don't know. Hey, you like it, I love it. But yeah, if you're driving with me, if you're watching me on YouTube, if you're listening to me just laying in the bed, girl, shit, I must be nice. I wish I was with you. But well, yeah, if you're listening to me, showing me love, you've come back to tune into my first episode of 2025. I'm so grateful. I think that this is going to be a great year. I have such high hopes. I think you guys are going to be seeing me a lot more in the media world, and I feel like this is going to be my year, bitch. I really do. So thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Just Jay. I promise you I will be more consistent. That's literally my goal. This episode is going to be called Year 25 because I'm about to be 25 in 4 months. So yeah, I vow to be more consistent. I vow to be more enthusiastic and more engaged. And I'm also in the process of launching my book Instagram, because as you guys know, I'm a super reader, and I feel like I'm boring my close friends to death with all the books that I'm reading and all of the things that I have to talk about. And my close friends is like, girl, we don't fucking read. We don't care. So I made a whole Instagram. It's called Ajayla Reads. I'll put the the name in the video and all that for you guys, but it's literally my first name, AAJAYLAH Reads, READS on Instagram. So we're going to see how that goes. I read 28 books in 2024, starting in August. So imagine what I could do from beginning of January. So I'm very excited. I think that's going to be a super dope and super interesting lane for me to get in, because I know, the bookstagram girls and the book talk girls are going to be coming for me. But is TikTok going to really be deleted or what? Because that's why I made a book Instagram, because I'm not about to sit here and put all this effort into a fucking TikTok and then they take it away. I'm not doing that. So somebody let me know. Somebody call the man that rhymes with rump and ask him, are you going to allow TikTok to be here forever, or are you taking it away January 19th? I need to know, because I got business moves to make. Okay, babe? Thank you. So when y'all find out, you let me know. But for now, we're on Instagram, baby. Yeah. Love y'all so much. I hope y'all had a great holiday. And 2025 is everything that you want it to be. Also, last thing before I go, in New York, in Long Island, it was raining cats and dogs on New Year's Eve. Let me tell you something. I ain't seen rain like that in a very long time. When I tell you, thunder, lightning, just crazy. And I'm like, and you know what? My mom was like, that's not a good sign. I don't think that's a good sign for 2025 to start like that. And I was like, no, let's shift our perspective, because I'm big on shifting my perspective right now. I was like, no, Mom, how about we think about it like this? What if that's the universe saying, okay, let's wash all this negativity out. Let's get all the negativity out of here so that tomorrow we can start January 1st and be even better. So I don't know, but that weather, that rainstorm was a little crazy, but it was very symbolic. I was telling my uncle, I said, there's no way it's raining like this on New Year's Eve and it don't mean something. Child. Oh, I love it. I'm here for it. I hope 2025 is amazing, even though I know it will be. So I'll see y'all next time. See you next Friday. Love you. Bye.